Okay, so we are on day 9 officially, day 9 of this fast. And we got a little complications yesterday and the day before. One of the biggest complications that came up was that I was starting getting heartburn and like a lot of it, just like periodic, I feel like the acid is shooting up in my body, trying to come out. And I'm thinking, like, I'm not having any food. Like, what's causing this? And apparently, it's the case that if you drink too much water too quickly, that your body interprets that as you eating a lot of food, therefore go produce a lot of stomach acid. So I've made the change today to start drinking water and fluids much more slowly than I did last time. That's been a huge help. I found a long-term acid reducer. I think it's called Umprezinol. I'll have to go find it later. I'll probably put it somewhere else to show you what it is. But apparently, you take this if you have typically high acid content in your stomach, and you take a subscription of it. And I mean, you could get it over the counter, but you just have one per day for 7 days, and that does a good job of lowering stomach acid. So that's been pretty nice. So what else has been going on? I've been doing my best to try to reconnect with family. It's been a couple years since I've reconnected, and I was talking to my brother earlier today to try to transfer the title of my car over to him. And he was over at my aunt and uncle's house, and I discovered that my uncle has colon cancer as well as a brain tumor. So, us Petersons, we have a unique way of handling hardships. We kind of just laugh it off and say, okay, well, this is what it is. Let's go find what we're gonna do next and make the best of it. But I got to see him and my aunt, and I just like, hey, like, why don't I just come over and see you guys later on? So I'm gonna go do that next week and just go say hi. They want to make me lunch, but I told them, like, look, I'm doing this long-term fast, can't do it right now, so we're just gonna stick it to water. And of course they made a joke about that, and it's like, that's just what the family is. So that's where I'm at today. So definitely some acid reducers, just taking that. I don't know if that's officially breaking the fast, but it's enough just to kind of calm me down a bit. I've been looking at my cell phone a lot more, from the emails to the Instagrams to the social medias, and I'm kind of pissed off about it because it's not the point. The point is not to get hooked onto Instagram even more because I have no food or caffeine or anything else going in. So I'm deciding to actually probably move off of my Instagram for the foreseeable future, or find a way to just wean myself off the content. It's just tough because I get a lot of good content by reading some of the posts that are on there. I subscribe to a lot of very good channels, but even so, I'm just spending way too much time there. But I feel my body waxing and waning and say, like, hey, you know what, like, you need this, you need these like artificial sources of pleasure and energy. And I'm like, I'm going after it, but if I don't pay attention, like, gotta get away from it. So but I did find myself getting a little angry because I saw myself going through the motions of going through the Instagram, and said, like, this is not it. This is not what this is all about. So I think the first step for making any major change is getting angry about it. Some people would describe passion as love plus anger, or love plus rage, and that's kind of what it is in a unique way. You are turning your anger and you're turning your love and combining them together. Like, you combine two ingredients in a dish, and you make something new, which is it's quite useful as passion. But people that say that go follow your passions, like, you can go follow your passions, or you can get angry about the things that you love and go pursue those things. Like, that seems to be a more reliable strategy, especially if you're looking for, like, an income generating type of business or career. So I think that's the first step for any sort of change. If you want to make any change, like, don't wait until you hit rock bottom. Like, get angry about the situation you're in and go make a change, and do it quickly. You don't want to sit on this stuff. The moment I started getting, stomach acid shooting up, I said, okay, how do we solve this problem? Okay, let's go on Google. Let's find out. Oh, it appears that if you drink water too quickly, that happens. Also, it happens if you think about food, or if you are preparing food, or even smelling food. And I've been making some high quality dishes for my girlfriend in exchange for actually eating it, and it somehow it just tricks my brain into saying like, okay, this is fine. At least you're making the food. Plus, watching a lot of chef's table type documentaries. So, but apparently that is creating the stomach acid problem. In addition to drinking too much water. So, I might have to wean off of making food for her. I might have to wean off of drinking liquids too quickly. I haven't had electrolytes in the past 2 days, so I'm pretty sure there's enough in my body to sustain myself. I'll probably start adding salt back into my water today, just to make sure I got a good amount of energy. So, but yeah, for any of these things, gotta get angry first, gotta move on it quick, because life is passing you by. My uncle, he's got to be about, I don't know, 64, 65 years old. Like, I'm gonna be 30 soon, like that means half my life is over if I expect to be hit with some random illness. He told me, and I'll tell all of you, if you're a male and you haven't gotten a colonoscopy, get a colonoscopy, especially if you're above the age of 30, because you don't want to fuck around with that shit. If it's accidentally there, it just creates all sorts of future problems. So go get a colonoscopy if you haven't, and if you're above the age of 30, it could save your life. But looking for me, if I get something like that in my 60s, my life is basically half over at this point. So I got to make the most of it, and it really helps me put things into perspective too. It really helps me a lot. Something I didn't mention a couple days ago, but I bought into this company called Mullen Automotive. I had this weird vision, to buy it at 31 cents and to sell it at $11, which makes for a pretty healthy return. That's roughly a 33x return. So I put a little bit of money in it. A little bit of money, means a good chunk of my portfolio is in that company now. I don't know how, or I don't know why, but I have been seeing a lot of these weird images come up of the future that have come true already. I think that's pretty unique. I don't know what the source of that is per se. I have a couple hypotheses, and a couple hypotheses how to get that type of vision. But the next couple days, I gotta go figure out why that's the case, and just to go sit inside of it. So, anywho, that's it for today. This is Tom on day 9 signing off.